Yes, indeed. Work and travel. Sometimes you have to bring the issues of the office with you as you travel, and it's really all good because there's this extra room over at my brother Paulie's house. And then, hey, Paulie,
Hello, hello.
we come in to our little work area here and have a conversation. I was just pointing out to our friends in Kindred that, of course, I brought my ancestors in because they couldn't sit in the car. And, I'm sure for the people who looked really closely, they'll see just like here, we have Four Tribes for Peace because we are brainstorming on the Four Tribes for Peace thing.
Yes.
Well, let me introduce you to my dearest, 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 who I'll miss and call Polly, but his real name is Nick Federline, and Nick and I have been friends and kindred and remembered spirits for over 20 years, for over 2 decades. Amazing as that seems, the time sure has gone by for you and I.
Yeah.
And, the whole time I've known Paulie, here's what I know are two things. And I think I said this when we welcomed you on the Facebook community. Paulie loves to eat, and Paulie loves really good music. This has been a constant all through these 2 decades that I have known you, mostly up at Avalon, up in Cosby, Tennessee. And so I'm going to let you tell a little bit of the remembrance of, since you're on camera, of us meeting and kind of how we know each other and what it feels like for you to have a kind of big sister Sangoma, I guess.
It is awesome having a big sister Sangoma. Everybody should have one.
Like the fairy godmothers, everybody should have one. Yeah.
Yeah. And I am blessed to have you come and drop into my life for a few days and hang out and do your work and we talk about stuff. And I cook for us, so we eat good. And,
Absolutely.
It's been just a total blessing to
Absolutely.
Get to know you all these years.
Absolutely. And you know what I thought about? This is coming, but while I have you on camera, I said food and music, and never are the two separate. I promise you.
Not in my life.
Nope, they are not. That is just the absolute truth. Every time that I think about a great something that we were having, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later, what that means for people who come to Four Tribes for Peace, we either were watching a great concert or we had just watched one or we were about to watch one. That is just the truth. And out of that grew the reason why Paulie is going to be like one of our primary food vendors at
Four Tribes for Peace.
At Four Tribes for Peace, because mouth-watering, I'm trying to tell you, he is going to give us a menu. I said, take pictures of me last night as we were eating the new patty melt, because I don't talk at all. Unlike this, I'm just putting good flavors in my mouth. I don't. I just eat. It's so good I can't even hardly talk. And then the other thing is that, I'm never in silence anymore on the road. Because of Paulie, I can like jam to Seal or jam to Sade or whoever, Stevie Wonder. You're gonna also be exposed to his DJ skills. I mean, we have DJ Floyd, we have awesome DJ, which is what I want you to tell us about a little bit, because we're gonna figure this out. And as sure as this video comes up online, we're gonna invite y'all into Nick's room in this community that you just joined kind of recently. Tell us about it.
It is www.dubtrack.fm, and it is a great website where people are more than welcome to join my room and come on inside and on the website and listen to the music that I play. And there's a chat box on there that we can communicate back and forth if they want to. And it's just a wide variety of music.
Absolutely.
It just from hip hop and R&B to rock and roll and just everything in between.
Everything in between.
So,
you want to go listen in Nick's room, and sad that he can't really feed you yet in that way through the machines, but it's coming. I thought, man, we're about a month and a half out.
Right.
Yeah, it's coming for sure. Tell us what we can look forward to. I know you said, well, I'm going to do specialty sandwiches, and that's evolving.
4 Tribes are going to be wrapped up in a tortilla and toasted on the grill.
It's so good.
Patty melt will be on there, and we also have one that is super delicious that is actually a chili dog wrap, 2 chili dogs and or 2 hot dogs and a chili and sauteed onions, and again wrapped up in a tortilla and toasted on the flat top, so it's got a little crunch to the tortilla, and also a hamburger or cheeseburger, whatever you want, we can do that with bacon, barbecue sauce. And also a Philly cheesesteak.
Yeah, of course, you're going to do your Philly cheesesteak. Yeah.
Philly cheesesteak is another good one. So those 4 wraps, we'll also have chips and a drink that you can get.
Sure.
Probably, maybe $1 more.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And the whole time we're cooking all this food, there's going to be some great music playing in the background.
No doubt. I believe it. I've never seen the two separated. It's always really great food. Really great food. I'm going to say again, just as you were describing, that whole crunch on the bread. I mean, that certainly was it last night. I was like, for a second, I was like, is this a croissant? What does this taste like? It is so good. And of course I get stuck. I just can't even talk. I'm so busy with the taste thing. It's so delicious.
And I understand you had some questions for me. Something you want
to ask me? The thing that I really want to bring true is that this is how empowering. It's really empowering for me to sit over here, having known you, pushing that grudge for so many years, either at a pizza place or usually at McDonald's, and I'm like, Paulie, are you serious? You should have your own restaurant or something. And so we kicked around this whole idea of the truck. As you were talking, I was like, you know who Paulie is? Paulie is the guy that all of us have known under the umbrella on the corner streets in New York, that like every day you were going to go get his deal because it was so good. And so you have a little more advanced version of that. Yours is not quite a push cart with an umbrella. So, I wanted you to really tell the Kindred about what that was like dreaming about it, visioning about it, and then stepping out and saying, I'm going to do this. And what's that like?
I've been hearing from friends and family for years. I mean, 20 plus years. I'm 51 years old, so I've been hearing for, 20 plus years that I should open a restaurant or, sandwich shop or do something like that, because, I could even rock just a plain old ham and cheese sandwich. You would just not
at any point
do,
eggs and sausage that we had this morning. I was sad that other people didn't get to taste it. I'm saying.
And so, I've been blessed with the ability to cook, which came from my family, from my grandmother and my mother. They're both just the best cooks I've ever met in my life, and thankfully, that was passed on to me. Although at the time I didn't realize it was being passed on to me when I was, 8, 9, 10 years old, and go over to my grandmother's house for dinner on Sundays, and instead of going out to play in the yard, like other kids, you go in the kitchen and help your grandmother.
Yeah.
And so, whether it be just, rolling meatballs or
whatever,
vegetables, stirring the sauce,
it
was something, and all that led to some really, really awesome, cooking skills.
Some good taste in your mouth.
Oh, yeah. That's the combination of the explosion of flavors in your mouth.
Yeah.
And, that's the way I look at music when I'm listening to music, the way it hits my ears.
Right.
This explosion of sound, and even if it's something smooth and mellow like a Sade song.
Right.
Still, the explosion of sound reminded me of the explosion of taste you get in your mouth when you're eating something that's really delicious.
Exactly.
So that's where the title "Music for Your Mouth" came from.
Yeah.
Was from that, and I had moved to South Carolina and was having a hard time finding work. So begrudgingly, I wound up back at McDonald's working for them, and for hardly no money, and the job was horrible. I hated working there, and so after it just hit me one day. Why not do it for myself? All these people are out there, doing gatherings. There's gatherings and powwows and stuff all over the place.
Absolutely.
Why not, bring my food to these
Absolutely,
people
yeah.
and use that as a stepping stone to the food truck?
Yeah.
Because the end goal is the food truck.
Sure. And then you get to just ride up like the ice cream man. But, I think Caldera happened in the middle of that, and you had an opportunity a little bit to be back in that, because, living up in Avalon, there were festivals all the time, but but there was, DJ doing that gig, and we'll get to DJ probably in the next couple of days and be interviewing them as far as their piece. But so there's that opening that, you and I love magical people in the woods, and if you can go out there and people are going to eat, that's what whether they eat at the event or they go out off from the event to get something to eat, they're going to eat.
Right.
So people are hungry.
You're out at an event and hours pass by, you don't think about eating or nothing like that because you're enjoying the scenery and conversing with people and music and drumming and all this other stuff. And so then eventually, it hits you, wow, I'm hungry. I need to get something to eat. And a lot of people, well, rather than spend, an hour making dinner, let me go over here and see Nick. I could be eating in 5 minutes.
In 5 minutes and be really happy that I did.
Yeah, because the food does not suck, that is for sure.
Yeah, so
really
what comes to my mind is there is some kind of time limit up on YouTube. I'm learning these things, you guys. So before we leave you, I want you to tell us, it could be some of that we just covered, but what are you looking forward to? I think I'm going to ask everybody that on this little 2-week junket. Like, we're all looking forward to different things at Four Tribes for Peace, but what are you really looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to just the whole event. I'm looking forward to helping to make your event as successful as possible. I'm looking forward to meeting all kinds of beautiful strangers
exactly.
that I don't know yet and hearing some amazing music. I'm looking forward to the African tribal dancing and the reggae music and just all different kinds of music that is going to be there. And
pretty good sunsets on a mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And, cool weather.
Cool nights